What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be previewing the AFL fixture for 2020. It'll be released tomorrow around the morning time, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what games we'll have a home and away for next year's season. There's already been some key dates that have been released for round one and also the pre-season games as well. So let's get straight into it and see exactly what's going to be coming our way for a fixture in 2020. Let's get straight into it. The first thing that we know of from this week is the JLT. I really feel like this is it's a very good competition. It's actually not called JLT. It's called Marsh. So a new sponsor for 2020. We're going to have our first game in Brisbane on the 23rd of February. It'll be our Sunday Arvo game. So any Brisbane or Queenslanders up there looking to see the boys for the first time next year, they'll be able to do that. And then we'll play a first ever game in Whyalla. There hasn't been a game down there for years. So in South Australia, it'll be first game. That's obviously in correlation with GFG as a sponsor for going into next year. So we're going to have a pre-season game going into the AFL season at Whyalla. Now to the big stuff, the actual proper season that starts on the 19th of March. It'll be, our first game will be on the 21st of March, a Saturday night footy at Metricon Stadium. So Queenslanders are being spoilt early up there for Port fans. We'll be playing Gold Coast on a Saturday night, which should be an interesting game, especially with all the young talent they'll be getting in, and us as well coming into a season of high expectation with 150 years. So not a bad way to start our season, that's for sure. Prepare for Good Friday footy at home as well. We're going to get a home game on the Friday night. It will be a standalone game. Obviously, it'll probably be against an interstate side, so whether that's GWS or West Coast, that's still to be known, so we'll find out tomorrow. But we're definitely going to be having a home game on Good Friday, which, personally, I don't really like Good Friday footy anyway, and I don't think it'll pull much of a crowd, but you never know. Especially if we play GWS, we know what their crowds are like, and they don't get much support interstate, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how that one pans out for us. We obviously know of China as well. We'll be playing against St Kilda on the Sunday over there, so that'll be round 11 in June. So it'll be another game in Shanghai, the second one against St Kilda. Should be an interesting game there. So a few key dates already known. Obviously as well, we'll have Anzac Ground at home. That is to be determined whether or not when that'll be, whether that's the Saturday night, which I think most people are expecting. It'll be a Saturday night game at Adelaide Oval. And, other games like key dates with the birthday game. Obviously the showdown's going to be, I think, quite early on in the year as well. So expect to have a couple of home games in a row early. I think a lot of Saturday night games are coming our way with these celebrations of the 150 years for Port. I can see a lot of primetime games. We'll have a couple of Friday nights as well throughout the season. Suspect against the bigger clubs like the Carltons, the Geelongs, your West Coast, obviously for Good Friday, and Richmond maybe as well could be around the mark. Expect as well a lot more travel. Obviously we'll head to Perth, I think, a couple of times again. I think we'll get a couple of games at the G, as we always do. And I think for the rest of the games, you'll probably expect to have a lot of Sunday games, especially with the Saturday nights. We're going to get a lot of 8-day breaks and a lot of 6-day breaks. So I think Sundays will be probably, other than Saturday nights, will be a prime slot for us, whether that's Twilight, whether that's the traditional Sunday Arvo at 2:50. That's obviously still to be determined tomorrow, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how this pans out, because a lot of these dates have been requested by us, and the AFL are taking care of it. They're going to give us a helping hand with fixtures in terms of what we want for our 150 year celebrations. As I said before, we've got our birthday game celebration. That looks to be in July. We'll have the showdown, which may most probably be early in the year, but it could be in May. With the prison bars, we're going to have a lot of dates as well, premiership celebrations, and all this corporate events and stuff like that to go around game day. So expect a lot of primetime slots, most notably being Saturday nights I think with the AFL as well, they're going to take care of us. As I said, I think the main thing with that is the game. Obviously, with round one, there's a lot of questions why we're not getting home. For the first game of the year at home since we started away last year. That's due to the fact that dates sincerely just don't line up throughout the year, and the AFL obviously wanting to give us a helping hand with key fixtures and key dates and stuff like that for 150 years, as I said. We've had to give up a couple of sacrifices, and round one wasn't a priority for us to have at home, so I'd take the travel up to the Gold Coast. They're not going to be the most competitive side. It'll be a competitive game, but I think it's a pretty good way to start the year. And going into the next week, round two, our first home game, I reckon we might get someone like St Kilda as that rivalry bit with Dougal Howard going there and Paddy Ryder. The showdown will be earlier in the year. That could be, I think, round 8. Round 4 is going to be the Easter weekend, so we'll have a Saturday night at home. Then we're going to have round 6, which is Anzac Ground at home. So we're getting these key dates, and we're getting things. I think I like having Saturday night games in the big moments. Saturday for Anzac Ground is actually Anzac Day, so playing at home on Anzac Day will be such a special day for the club and for the fans and everyone else that'll be involved. So I think the AFL are taking care of us, and I think what the main message in that is, we've got to prove ourselves now. Doesn't matter what the fixture we get, who we're going to play twice. We'll obviously play teams like Gold Coast twice. I think we'll play Melbourne twice. I can see us playing teams like Fremantle twice, and the usual suspects that we get. Obviously, going to have a showdown twice. So, we're going to get looked after a bit. I think we'll probably get someone like a Collingwood twice as well. One away, one at home later in the year. Because I think that might be a prime time game. Friday night footy, Port Adelaide versus Collingwood. Prison bars obviously aren't allowed, and in our 150 years, it'd be pretty special to knock them off on a Friday night game. So, plenty of things to be excited about for next season. Well, that wraps up this fixture preview for 2020. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking for next season. What games are you looking forward to having, or what games would you like to have at Adelaide Oval, or any games in particular? And I very much look forward to round 1 next year. It's only 142 days away. Get keen, because I am very excited. If you're already bored, it's pretty boring without footy, so let's get straight into it. And we'll look forward to seeing the fixture tomorrow. Thanks for watching, Port fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content. My name is Anthony, and as always, come Pet!